So no agreement with the EU, but
Good day, viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network here in the city of Port Harcourt. News, events, and stories abound in the state system. ATN's appetite for in-depth, unbiased, and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program in order to bring government activities to the doorstep of the people. Let's go through the highlights of today's reports. In Rivers State, federal lawmakers fault Ajib Oil Company on Petroleum Industry Act. In Abia State, Agu Ironsi's daughter buried in Umuahia. On skills acquisitions, ministry plans job creation for unemployed and quality education. FG says student loans will be disbursed to institutions. We'll take a very short break, and when we return, we go straight to the details. Please stay tuned.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
on the point of order.
Honorable
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
so no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back, and now we go deep into the details for today. The Federal High Court in Abuja has set Monday for the hearing of motions on notice filed by Edison Ehie, the Chief of Staff to the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, seeking an order vacating its earlier arrest warrant order against him and others. Justice Emeka Nwite fixed the date after counsel for Ehie and 5 others, Femi Falana and Oluwole Aladedoye, filed separate applications to the effect. While Falana filed a motion seeking an order to set aside the January 31st order made by Justice Nwite, Aladedoye filed an application for a stay of execution on the arrest order. The judge had on January 31st issued a warrant for the arrest of Mr. Ehie over his alleged involvement in the burning up part of the State House of Assembly on October 29, 2023, while Wite, who gave the order while delivering a ruling in an ex parte application brought by the Counsel for Inspector General of Police, Simon Long, also ordered the arrest of 5 other accomplices. Those ordered to be arrested along with Ehie are Jinjiri Bala, Happy Bennett, Progress Joseph, Adokie Oyagri, and Chibike Peter, also known as Rambo. While the court granted the ex parte applications as canvassed by law on the grounds that the 6 defendants had been at large to stand at their trial in a 7-count preferred against 5 other suspected arsonists currently being prosecuted before a sister court. The accused pleaded not guilty to the courts and were remanded in Kuje Correctional Center, and the Inspector General of Police, who arraigned them on a 7-count criminal charge bordering on terrorism and murder, declared Ehie and 5 others to be at large wanted. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says his political camp would defeat any opposition in 2027 elections. The FCT minister claimed that the leadership of the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party are united in Rivers State ahead of the next general elections. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, expressed confidence that his political camp will defeat any opposition in the 2027 elections. The former Rivers State Governor, who has been in face-off with his successor, Siminalayi Fubara, stated this during a Thanksgiving service by a federal lawmaker, Senator Barry Nada Mpigi, in Kororoma, Tai local government area of the state. The FCT minister claimed that the leadership of the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party are united in Rivers State ahead of the next general elections. This is coming after Rivers State experienced political crisis following alleged move by Wike to impose decisions on the current administration. The National Assembly Joint Committee on Host Communities has faulted Ajib Oil Company for its alleged role in non-compliance with the Petroleum Industry Act regarding its obligations to the host communities. During a meeting held in Abuja, committee members specifically accused the Italian oil giants of failing to remit the 3% host communities trust fund to beneficiaries, while the chairman of the House Committee on Host Communities in the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Dumnamene Robinson Deco, expressed his concern about the company's failure to release the designated funds to the host communities, attributing it to the sluggish pace of the development in the area. Right Honorable Deco, a former Deputy Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly and a former Works Commissioner in the state, asserted that the benefits of the PIA have not yet been experienced by the people in the oil-producing region, while several other lawmakers present at the meeting expressed their worries about the continued mistreatment of the host communities, suggesting that it was the situation, if the situation persists, it might lead to a potential uprising. There's still more news, but don't forget you can connect with us and watch us on ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. On Twitter, we are on Atlantic TV Net, and watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. The police force, as part of its intensified efforts to curb the illegal oil theft and economic sabotage in the country, and in conjunction with the military and other relevant security agencies, has been in an active liaison on intelligence sharing and collaboration with private security contractors, and engaged by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, particularly Tantita Security Services. Efforts have led to the arrest of 40 suspected individuals and recovery of 2 vessels in 2 different interceptions at the Ogbogoro oil field, Brass area and Ekeni area of southern Ijo in Bayelsa State for conspiracy, tampering with oil pipeline, illegal transportation of crude oil, dealing in crude and storing same without lawful authority or appropriate license, amongst others. A statement by the police force PRO, Force Headquarters, Abuja, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said that the suspects were apprehended and subjected to investigation, having established a prima facie case against them, and will be arraigned in court to face charges relating to economic sabotage and oil theft, which have been filed. Similarly, vessels used in the illegal activities have been seized as part of the evidence against the suspects, while preliminary investigations have indicated numerous individuals and companies, including their foreign collaborators, who will in due course be interrogated and caused to face the full wrath of the law. The Inspector General of Police has therefore urged the public to be vigilant and report all suspicious activities relating to oil theft and economic sabotage to the police, in line with its mandate as enshrined in Section 4D of the Police Act 2020, empowering the police to enforce all laws without any prejudice to the enabling act of other security agencies. The IGP stressed that the police is committed to improving synergy with all relevant stakeholders, including other government security agencies, towards putting an end to the illegal activities of oil theft and economic sabotage in the country, and will continue to intensify its strategies and operation to curb same, while not hesitating to bring to justice any individual or group involved in such illegal activities. Despite tears of family relations, friends and well-wishers, the remains of Lady Caroline Aguiyi-Ironsi, the daughter of Nigeria's former head of state, General Thomas Omunakwe Aguiyi-Ironsi, has been laid to rest at Umuana village, Ndume Ibeku, in Umuahia North local government area of Abia State. Lady Caroline, who died at 68, was popular in the community for her kindness to the people and for advocacy for ordinary people. And in his message at the event, Abia State Governor Alex Oti described the late Lady Caroline Aguiyi-Ironsi as a woman of substance with a heart of gold, pure and natural. Oti, who was represented by his deputy Ikechukwu Emetu, posited that Caroline was a truly caring woman who touched the lives of so many people with her kindness, warmth and compassion, and called on the family to remain strong and look forward to the positive side of life in recognition of the legacy of love and generosity exemplified by the deceased. Responding on behalf of the family, former Minister of Defense and son of the late General Aguiyi-Ironsi, Thomas Aguiyi-Ironsi, thanked Governor Oti for identifying with the family during the trying period and prayed for God's wisdom and good health to enable him deliver on his ongoing projects and programs in the state. The alleged murder of a 30-year-old girl by her boyfriend has been identified as one of the operatives of a local vigilante group in Owerri municipal area of Imo State, according to a viral voice note by a concerned individual and resident of Madumere Street in Owerri. Said the lifeless body of the girl was found in a filthy gutter near his house on the 7th of January 2024, while poster of the voice note said he has an uncompleted building in Madumere Street and the corpse was dumped in a gutter in front of his house. He also said that he arrived in the morning to meet a mammoth crowd of sympathizers at the glory scene of incidents, and he quickly mobilized to evacuate the corpse and deposit it in a morgue. He called on the Imo State government and the police to step up action in ensuring justice prevails on the matter, adding that the ugly trend will remain unabated, while the police command spokesperson Henry Okoye said that the command won't allow such a heinous act to be swept under the carpet. The police has finally arrested Mrs. Adachuku Okafor, a lawyer who allegedly abused her 10-year-old house help. The special assistant of media to the Minister of Women Affairs, or Hairi Joseph, in a statement said that the lawyer had been on the run since news of her alleged crime broke on the internet, adding that the weapons used to brutalize the child include a broken bottle, a knife, and an electric pressing iron. This is coming after the minister had earlier placed a 2 million naira reward for any information on the lawyer who disappeared after a video of her misdeeds went viral, adding that the ministry will partner with the police to begin an immediate investigation into the matter. The member representing Ezeago constituency in Enugu State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Chima Obieze, has congratulated Governor Peter Amba over his award as the Sun Governor of the Year. The Sun newspaper, one of Nigeria's leading newspapers, gave Governor Amba the award as the best governor in 2023, while in a statement in Enugu said the award is well deserved as Governor Amba has demonstrated class and unmatched quality in leadership and service delivery to Ndi Enugu. On the issue of security, the lawmaker stated that a close look at the pragmatic way the governor fought the illegal sit-at-home and improved the overall security situation in Enugu State explains the crime-free Yuletide in the state, and even after the festive period, Enugu remained calm and not in any news for any bad reasons or security reports. Retired Ebonyi State civil servants who have not received their retirement benefits have called on Governor Francis Nwifuru to come to their aid on account of hunger following the economic hardship faced by the nation. Affected retirees who had expressed dismay and said that they were assured by Governor Nwifuru since September 2023 that their gratuities and accumulated pensions will be paid by December 2023, and had been suffering throughout the 8 years of former Governor David Umahi before Nwifuru decided to start addressing the matter. They noted that some of them are already developing cold feet lamenting that the exercise had stopped when it got to their turn, and praised Mwifuru for raising their hopes, but appealed to him to remember his assurances he made to them, as they were still expecting to be paid like others. A committee set up by the state government to pay the gratuities and pensions owed the retirees when the state was created from 1996 to 2021, headed by Professor Adeline Idike, only succeeded in paying the retirees who were screened in November and December 2022, adding that nothing has been heard of the Adeline Idike committee, which appears to have wound up, thereby raising fears that the remaining retirees yet to be paid may have been forgotten once again. The Rapid Response Squad of the Lagos State Police Command said it arrested 28 suspects from different black spots across the state. The arrest was made known by the Rapid Response Squad via its statement posted on its official X handle. The suspects, according to the post, were arrested from K2, Old Toll Gates, Mile 12 Under Bridge, and motorways. The 28 suspects are to be charged to court in line with the directive of the Commissioner of Police, CP Adegoke Fayoade. Operatives of the Lagos State Police Command have arrested 3 suspected members of a one-chance robbery gang. A statement shared on the command's X handle said one chance is commonly used in Nigeria to refer to a robbery that takes place when criminals disguised as commercial drivers pick up unsuspecting passengers intended to rob them. The operatives also arrested other members of the gang while investigation is still ongoing, and this is coming after in January, operatives of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority arrested a 3-man one-chance gang at Jubilee Bridge in Abuleba area of the state. The gang members were arrested while they were being chased by members of the public after they noticed that a man was pushed down from their vehicle after robbing him of his valuables. You are watching Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network here in the city of Port Harcourt. We will be back after this very short break. Please stay tuned.
City, are you ready? Get set for an unforgettable experience at Sand Palace event. Proudly present
Ibon Feast 2024. Bono Dento Akaiba.
Featuring a spectacular blend of food, dance, culture, art, lifestyle, connect, and much more. Save the date, March 2nd, 2024. Join us from 12 noon till dawn at Teyama Glassy, East West Road by Rumudara Port Harcourt. Secure sports online tickets available at www.teleafricatickets.com. Regular 3,000 naira, VIP 20,000 naira, table for 4 200,000 naira, gold 500,000 naira. Experience the enchantment at Teyama Glassy, where the heart of our Ibom comes alive. Grab your tickets at Jibnik Restaurant, the Suka, Pepperoni, the Big Restaurant, and Market Square. Official sponsors: Atlantic Television Network, Wish FM 99.5 Port Harcourt. And for sponsorship opportunities, contact 080 36 89 80 60, 091 57 60 57 63, 080 63 48 76 00. Ibon Feast 2024 is a celebration of Akwa Ibom's richness. Don't miss out the feast of a lifetime. See you there.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human traffickers.
Honorable
You're a human
agricultural contract. So no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back to Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network here in the city of Port Harcourt. Now to the rest of our stories. Suspected bandits have killed 9, abducting 35 and injuring 9 people in Igabi and Kauru local government areas of Kaduna State. This is coming after the hoodlums stormed Kwasam, Kurera and Kan Makama communities in Kauru local government areas, as well as Kerawa and Sabong Binin communities in Igabi local government area, and killed no fewer than 9, injured 9, and kidnapped 35 people. A resident of Kwasam in Kauru local government area pleaded for anonymity, gave the names of those killed and those kidnapped, adding that 2 others were kidnapped and are currently receiving treatment at a medical facility. Reacting to the development, the state governor, Senator Uba Sani, while condemning the attacks, called for aggressive military operations in the state. A statement signed by the overseeing commissioner, Ministry for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, prayed Almighty God to grant the deceased eternal rest and grant a speedy recovery to those injured, while the police is yet to make any statements on the matter. Pharmaceutical manufacturers and importers have been directed to stop supplying medical products to patients to patent medicine dealers in Niger Street and Sabong Gari Market in Kano State. This follows the judgment of Federal High Court, which ordered the medicine merchants to immediately vacate the Sabong Gari Market and relocate to the coordinated wholesale center in Dangwaru, Kano State. This is coming after members of the Nigerian Association of Patent Proprietary Medicine Dealers had approached the court asking it to stop the forceful relocation from their registered business premises in Sabongeri to the new location against their wish, and delivering judgment in the case, Justice Simon Amobeda held that the suit was lacking in merit and that the plaintiffs had no local standing to challenge the relocation order by the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, a body empowered to regulate their business. In a joint statement by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control and PCN, the rationale behind the directive was to prevent distribution of substandard and falsified medicines in the states. The federal government has restated the current administration's commitment to building the capacity of smallholder farmers in order to address the food shortages. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who disclosed this during a 2-day high-level strategy meeting on climate change, food systems and resource mobilization held at the banquet hall of Presidential Villa, Abuja, said that the Nigerian government, being aware of the invaluable contributions of smallholder farmers in land restoration initiatives, is irrevocably committed to building the capacities of small-scale farmers through various intervention programs to enhance their productivity while also serving as a vehicle for restoring degraded land. VP Shettima assured farmers of adequate security in all parts of the country during and after the farming season, and also revealed that the Nigerian government is set to give more support for farmers as well as establish a commodity board to encourage them. In line with the federal government's renewed hope agenda to create job opportunities for teeming population of unemployed Nigerian youths, the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, through the Skills Development and Certification Department, sensitizes the general public and stakeholders in vocational and technical skills sector to create awareness in accordance with its mandate, including apprenticeship, traineeship, attestation, certification, regulation, enforcement, and control.
Certificate is trade test certificate, and it is in 3 categories: trade test grade 3, trade test grade 2, and trade test grade 1. Trade test grade 3 is training at the basic level. When you have knowledge at the basic level, we issue you with trade test grade 3. When you have reasonable knowledge, such that you are finished from a technical school or a vocational training center, we give you trade test grade 2. And then when you have an advanced knowledge, such that you even have people you are training, you are a master trainer, you can be issued trade test grade 1. It's the highest at the moment.
Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment has over 28 skill centers spread across the country and more than 44 trade centers all over the country. So if you are from the north, you just go to the northern area of Nigeria and acquire your skill. If you are from the west, you go to the west. If you are from the south, you do the same thing. That is why we are here. You can't say you don't know because, like the director said before, that ignorance is not an excuse in law. So that is why we have taken upon ourselves to go around and create awareness and sensitize people concerning all these privileges available to them. What you don't know is bigger than you.
According to the Director of Skills Development and Certification Department, Alhaji Mohammed Tolani, said that the Labor Law Cap 198 Section 49 to 53 Law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria clearly spelled out the minimum age for apprenticeship in Nigeria to be 12 years.
Anyone engaging an apprenticeship who is below this age is indulging in child labor according to the United Nations and International Labour Organization conventions and standards. During the training period, an apprentice is entitled to a stipend and sick leave. And before commencing his or her training, an agreement was signed specifying the duration of training and settlement after training. This agreement is to be supervised by the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment. Traineeship accreditation and of centers. An apprenticeship training workshop must be accredited by the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment in the Department of Skills Development and Certification, in order to maintain standards before training commences.
Tolani said the training curriculum must be revised periodically to conform with international best practices and technological advancements, adding that the apprentice shall undergo oral, written, and practical tests at the end of the training, after which the trade test certificate of competence shall be issued to successful candidates at a subsidized fee.
Training curriculum must be revised periodically to conform to international best practices and technological advancements. Examination and certification. Apprenticeship shall undergo oral, written, and practical tests at the end of training, after which the trade test certificate of competence shall be issued to subsequently at a subsidized fee. Regulation, enforcement, and control. At the training workshop, safety precautions and regulations are to be strictly enforced by the skills department and the certification officer and safety officers of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, in order to avoid accidents and deaths. Apprentices must be seen to work under a good, safe, and satisfactory conditions.
Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have uncovered a fresh fraud of 17 billion naira linked to the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. This is coming after EFCC officials who were originally working on the alleged 585 million naira fraud, which led to their suspension of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Betta Edu. We are shocked to uncover some previously unreported cases totaling 17 billion naira, While investigations are continuing on these matters involving the former minister in the ministry during the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, Hajia Sadiya Umar Farouk, and the suspended Chief Executive Officer of National Social Investment Program Agency, Hajia Halima Shehu. The EFCC said Shehu had been cooperating well with investigators and that 30 billion naira of the 37 billion naira traced to the Umar Farouk has been recovered. The General Officer Commanding 2 Division Nigerian Army Major General Bamidele Alabi has commended troops for their commitment and unrelenting efforts in tackling various security challenges. Captain Njoka Irabo, Acting Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, Nigerian Army College of Education, in a statement, said General Alabi at the Joint West African Social Activities for year 2023, organized by the Headquarters 22 Armored Brigade, Nigerian Army Institute of Science Education and Technology, and the Nigerian Army College of Education, Sobi Cantonment, Ilorin, on 17 February 2024, said that the celebration of the Wasa is an age-long tradition and social activity of the Nigerian Army that creates a platform for interaction between officers, soldiers, members of their families, and the civil populace in a conducive environment and atmosphere. General Alabi, who was represented at the event by the Provost of the Nigerian Army College of Education, Major General Umaru Babangida, appreciated the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Labaja, for his unique leadership, especially in providing funds for the WASA, which shows the degree of importance attached to sustaining the culture and traditions of the Nigerian Army. Students from over 155 institutions may be banned from processing direct entry admissions owing to failed verification from their certificates awarding institutions. The registration for direct entry examinations, it was gathered, is set to commence on February 28, 2024. In February 2023, JAMB issued an advisory to guide candidates seeking to gain admissions through direct entry in the 2023-2024 academic section, and according to JAMB, the advisory was basically to address the issue of candidates using unacceptable or forged A-level certificates and qualifications to gain admission. Recently, the JAMB advised the candidates to contact their former institutions as soon as possible to have their certificates verified, stressing that it will not accept students with unverified certificates, stressing that it had written to all tertiary institutions that issued certificates and that a substantial number of them had answered positively, but others had not. A memo by JAMB to some of the institutions in Abuja said the board had introduced measures to help address the discovered envisaged tricks and sharp practices by candidates who intended to use unacceptable or forged A-level certificates and qualifications to gain admissions, and one of the measures was the verification of the claimed qualifications with the awarding bodies and institutions. Teachers and lecturers in various institutions of learning across the country are now required to sign a Prevention of Sexual Exploitation and Abuse of Code of Conduct form. This action is part of measures to check the alarming rate of sexually related violence in learning institutions across the country. The development is according to the standard operating procedures for the prosecution of perpetrators of school-related gender-based violence cases in Nigeria, recently launched by the Federal Ministry of Justice and Education. It is prohibited for teachers to engage in sexual relationship with direct beneficiaries between 18 and 24. Teachers are also barred from holding, hugging, or touching students, learners in an inappropriate or culturally insensitive way, while teachers are prohibited from staying in secluded areas alone with students. Currently, a University of Calabar law professor, Cyril Ndifo, is facing trial on accusations of sexually harassing students of the faculty, while and Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission's star witness, a diploma graduate of the department, accused Ndifo of demanding her virginity and oral sex in exchange for admissions into the LLB program. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Educational Loan Fund, Akin Sawyer, says that a student loan will be disbursed directly to the institutions of applicants to avoid diversion. He also said that the individuals who obtain the loans will be made to repay their loans 2 years immediately after the completion of the mandatory National Youth Service Corps. Sawyer made this known during a meeting with the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Chris Mayaki, in Abuja, adding that the educational loan would also be funded through donations, gifts, endowments, and revenue accruing from any other source. Meanwhile, the lecturers under the auspices of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, the Federal University of Technology, Akure chapter, has again reiterated its rejection of the proposed student loan scheme initiated by the President Bola Tinubu-led administration. The lecturers described the scheme as a way to starve the public university of funds, saying that if implemented, it will further stifle Nigeria's indigent students. The chairman of ASU of FUTA, Professor Pius Mogaji, stated this during an award of scholarship to some brilliant and indigent students of the institution, stressing that the proposed scheme will keep students in permanent debt, adding that it will starve public universities of funding by the government. President Bola Tinubu has received another interim report from the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, led by Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Dr. Zak Adedeji highlighted the non-implemented aspects of the committee's quick wins presented to Tinubu last October, while Oyedele briefed the President on current status of the committee's assignment since its inauguration on August 8, 2023. While inaugurating the committee at the State House 6 months ago, Tinubu said in order to ensure seamless implementation, the committee shall be empowered not merely to make recommendations but also to provide practical support to the government in the execution and delivery of the recommended changes. He argued that multiple taxation has shrunk the federal government's internal revenue pool rather than increasing it, adding that only 10 taxes were generated 96% of the revenues. Explaining the recommendations contained in the quick wins last October, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Temitope Ajayi, detailed them to include presidential executive orders that will address the duplication of functions in the public service and ensure prudent public financial management, the imposition of excise tax on foreign exchange transactions outside the official market, and the impediments to export promotion and bottlenecks regarding the export expansion grants to be addressed. The report also recommended an emergency economic intervention bill for the increase in personal income tax exempt threshold and personal relief allowance, a tax break for the private sector in respect of wage increases to low-income earners, transport subsidies, and net increase in employment, and amendments to redirect certain revenues accruing to some ministries, departments, and agencies, and windfall revenue from levies tied to fuel products to fund suspended multiple taxes. The intervention bill is also meant to remove impediments to global employment opportunities, outlaw sales of forex outside the official market, implement changes to promote the export of services and intangibles, and remove restrictions on repatriation of export proceeds to purchase raw materials. It contains recommendations for a ministerial directive and order on the suspension of value-added taxation on diesel and tax waivers on compressed natural gas, CNG conversion, and renewable energy items, a comprehensive review of tariffs of 43 items and import policies of other items prohibited for imports, and reforms of withholding tax regulations to ensure simplicity and ease pressure on working capital for businesses. The Oyedele Committee also called for a memorandum of understanding with states in spending framework for subsidy removal and forex reform windfall, including a national portal to track utilization and suspension of multiple taxes which burden the poor and small businesses. President Bola Tinubu has declared Nigeria's readiness to host the Africa Central Bank in line with the vision of the Abuja Treaty. Tinubu made this known on the declaration at the 37th Ordinary Section of the Assembly of Heads of States and Governments of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, said his administration would engage in the African Union Commission in collaboration with member states to ensure that the bank takes off as scheduled in 2028. According to him, Africa's success in addressing its challenges hinges on the firmness of its resolution built on a foundation of deep-rooted solidarity if it has to avoid perpetuating existing problems and creating new ones. Speaking on the military takeovers in the republics of Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and the exit of 3 of these nations from the ECOWAS, the president said disagreements over unconstitutional changes of government should not mean a permanent rupture of the abiding lines of regional affinity and cooperation. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has established a task force against illegal forex trading and naira abuse, adding that the commission is combating illegal forex trading against the backdrop of continued depreciation of the naira against the US dollar. According to data from the Financial Markets Infrastructure Group Warehousing, also known as FMDQ, the naira depreciated while the EFCC had arrested several suspects in the past in connection with illegal forex trading and abuse of the naira notes in public functions. 2023, Super Eagles said also the anti-graft agency in February secured the conviction and sentencing of a Nigerian actress, Oluwadarasimi Omosheyin, to 6 months imprisonment for spraying and stepping on naira notes. Delivering judgment, Justice Aneke sentenced her for the offense and the option of 300,000 naira fine to be paid into the consolidated revenue account of the Federation. Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria has reopened its 3.9-kilometer runway of the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, after almost 11 months of maintenance repairs. In March 2023, FAN announced the temporary closure of the international runway of the Lagos airports, and links 2 and 3 of the taxiway are now operational, providing international airlines an alternative runway aside from the domestic runway. Earlier, the Nigerian airspace had issued a notice to airmen announcing that the opening of the runway after midnight on February 15th, and due to last minute that had yet to be closed, inspectors of the regulatory authorities, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authorities, stopped the airlines from using the runway. And this is where we wrap it up on this edition of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network here in the city of Port Harcourt. Stay connected with us still on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly Twitter, on Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching, and I am Raymond Ken Mbata.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.